to the first episode of Mammals with Minitek. Today, we're going to do a different type of video. Research on the Black Rhino and more rhinos. So before we start exploring the safari, make sure to smash that like button and push that sub button and share it with a friend. So let's get started. My research is in different categories, which are the habitat, the niche, the adaptations, and the history of the black rhino endangered status. So let's start off with the habitat. The black rhino lives in grasslands and savannas or semi-deserts in these African countries: Kenya, Tanzania, Mozambique, Namibia, Zimbabwe, South Africa, Rwanda, Zambia, Malawi, Botswana, and Swaziland. The black rhino likes warm, bushy, and sometimes wet places. These kinds may include plains, rivers, rocks, sand, and rarely dunes. The sources of food are plants. The black rhino, along with the other rhinos, are herbivores. Here's our bud Mini-infotek to teach you about herbivores. A herbivore is an animal that only eats plants, trees, or other vegetation. An animal can also be a carnivore that eats only meat. An example is a lion, or an omnivore that eats both plants and meat. Another example for an omnivore is a bear. An example of another herbivore is a long-necked giraffe. Thanks, Mini-infotek. The black rhino usually drinks water a couple times a day. Rhinos that don't have access to lakes and rivers can survive for many days without fresh water. Next, the niche section. But what is a niche, you ask? Don't fear, Mini-infotek is here. A niche is an individual's work in its habitat or ecosystem, and it can also mean how that animal behaves. The black rhino's niche has two interesting parts. First, it eats plants so plants don't take over the land, which helps animals navigate. Second, a bird called the tick bird eats parasites on the rhino's back, which cleans the rhino's back. Thanks, Mini-infotek. Now, let's drag to the sign that says the adaptations. Hey, now, what's an adaptation? An adaptation is a feature that animals use to better suit their environment. It can also allow an animal to act better in its habitat. There are two types of adaptations: a physical adaptation and a behavioral adaptation. A physical adaptation is a feature on a creature's body that allows it to fit better in its environment. A behavioral adaptation is the way animals act to live a better life. So now that we know the types of adaptations, we can continue. The physical adaptations are: they have ossable lips that can grip onto shrubs, they have high-level smell and hearing senses, and they have horns that are good defense against hunters. Their behavioral adaptations are: the rhino is solitary, so it can survive by his or herself. They have a ton of sounds that they can make to simulate how they're feeling. They have good skills of facing against enemies, and they're agile so they can run away if they need to. Now, the final stop of this animal research video. Join Mini-infotek on a journey about the black rhino's endangered animal status. The black rhino is critically endangered, which means that there's not so much of its kind left. Oddly, the white rhino is also endangered. In total, there's roughly 23,000 black and white rhinos combined, with 18,000 whites and 5,000 blacks. Here's the history of the rhino population. About 50 years ago, Zimbabwe panicked. Poaching was decimating the black rhinos at an alarming rate. So then some terrified people made the International Black Rhino Foundation. But everybody supported the foundation. Poaching was banned from Zimbabwe once and for all. But then the other rhino species, white, greater one-horned, Sumatran, and Javan, were getting endangered, so the foundation changed to the International Rhino Foundation as it is today. Still, all 5 species are in a crisis due to deforestation, poaching, and loss of habitat. Some settlements take over the habitats in Africa, India, and Indonesia. The International Rhino Foundation tries to protect threatened rhino populations in the wild. It supports research for healthier rhinos. I'm not researching the white rhinos, but even though the black rhino's population is going up, the white rhino population is going down. due to easier poaching and craze for white rhino horns. Okay, some more recent news. In South Africa, the IRF works with this other foundation, the Stop Rhino Poaching Foundation thingy, SRP, to protect the population of black and white rhinos. The outbreak of COVID worldwide put most countries in lockdown, including South Africa. The pandemic brought an unexpected benefit to rhinos and the wildlife. So poaching declined rapidly. But as the economy continues to crumble in a second wave approaching, concerns are rising that the decline of jobs may make more people turn to poaching. Kruger National Park reported 0 poaching incidents back in April. The first month without poaching incidents since 2007. Before the lockdown, poachers would go to the park like spies and secretly kill rhinos in the wild. As the restrictions eased, poaching has came back and increasing. Still, concerns of poaching raged on. The IRF sent $200,000 to 9 reserves to ensure protection as poaching returns. That's some cool info! But we can all agree that the last part is most important to ensure the rhino's survival. But that's going to be it for this video. Stay tuned on our next trip on the Mammal Safari. Bye! Blooper! Well, whatever. Although we got to get some bloopers in there. Of course. Alright. Not again. Come on. Okay, I'll continue. In these African countries, Kenya, Tanzania, Mozambique, oh my god, I just get stuck in